Today, I want to do a makeup look to celebrate Imbolc, which is a pagan holiday that falls under the wheel of the year. It represents this time between the winter solstice and the spring equinox. So it's this time of year around February 1st where we start to celebrate the beginning of spring, the just tiny little bits of glimmer of spring as the days start to get longer. It's definitely noticeable. It's definitely bringing a little bit of optimism. And this holiday has a lot of roots in Celtic traditions, and a lot of like neo-pagans have sort of resurrected it as something to celebrate. I don't personally celebrate holidays from any kind of like religious sort of lens. I more love this way of really connecting with where we're at in the wheel of the year and with nature. I think it's just a lovely way to just acknowledge where we are at and tap into nature's cycle in our own ways, in creative ways. So I'm going to talk a little bit about what I know or have learned about Imbolc, as well as its ties with the goddess Bridget and Saint Bridget's Day, which is a holiday that's celebrated in Ireland. In fact, in 2023, it became an official public holiday. So very cool because it's also very pagan. So that's the plan for today. Thinking of doing a makeup look that's really just about honoring this dark time of year that has this glimmer of spring in it. So let's get into it. I'm going to go in a funny order today with the makeup. I'm going to start with the lip, then do the eyes, then do the cheeks. You guys know I like to start with the lip a lot, but in particular, lip, eyes, cheek. So my thought for the lip is to do a vampy lip, but subdue it a little. Like, I have loved sort of exploring like washed out gray tones on the lips, but like not it being super, super overwhelming. Like, I think it can be really fun to play with the textures and depths of like a certain shade. So I recently got this shade from Cosmic Beauty, and it's the shade Nancy. Look how vampy that is. That is like the vampiest of vampy shades, and clearly inspired by Nancy from The Craft. And my thought with this is to like sheer it out. I just think it's a great way to like find different uses for your super vampy lip shades. And I'm going to pair it with this Sushi Glow Cosmetics. This is a lip gloss. Honestly, I don't remember the name because it's not printed on it, but I'll list everything in the description box. And for anyone interested or knows about Sushi Glow, they have these bloody lip tints. These just came in the mail. I ordered them myself, and yeah, they came today, so I haven't tried them out, but this will be in another video soon. Think bloody lip effect, but with a lip tint. So I'm going to start with the gloss, get a base on the lip. And the reason I'm focusing on a lip like this is because of the way this time of year is still it's still dark. It is the very beginnings of spring. So I want the lip to represent that like darker winter energy. Whereas I'm thinking the eyes are going to be a little bit green. So just applying this lightly, even this in and of itself is a really cool effect with a lip liner. You know, I feel like it would, it's just a cool color to explore. Now I'm going to take Nancy and start to build it up slowly and discover what level of depth I want from it. And I think this is also great because depending on your complexion, you can just use a little bit or you can use a lot, depending on your taste, right? And I think the key to doing this kind of technique is to really blend it and buff it, because it can easily kind of have little bits of pigment clinging a little bit more and look a little messy. So I think the key is to like, yeah, just like really blend it. I'm going to take a touch of liner just to contain this. As it's a gloss, like it can easily smudge a little bit. And this is Pillow Talk like Dark or Pillow Talk Intense from Charlotte Tilbury. It's not really about the lip line. It's more just like, yeah, like containing it. Actually, this is a really great match. I probably should have done this first, to be honest. And I feel like I can kind of sheer out the center of the lip a little more, like by blotting some of it away. Kind of like so the pink of my lip shows in the center. I feel like that just like emphasizes or creates an even more wearable effect. And I also think this is a great way, like showing how you can really just like play with what you have and like concoct new things. It's a really fun thing to do with makeup instead of buying a whole new product. I'm happy with this. This is what I wanted from this lip, just like conjuring still that darker side of the year. The nights are still long. So now I want to use from Cosmic Beauty, the Undergrowth palette. I haven't yet tried this. I had been eyeing this forever. I'm definitely going to do more looks with this, but today I'm thinking of kind of like a sage green eye with this lip. I think it'd be a cool combination. So I'm going to start with this shade as a base and like, yeah, we'll start there just to like start to get some green on the eyes. This is the shade Reeds. So the term Imbolc, and some people pronounce it like Imbolc, but it comes from like an old Celtic word meaning in the belly or like in the womb. So the actual name of the holiday really represents this time just before like birth, before spring. It was associated with the goddess Bridget, who is the goddess of wisdom, poetry, healing, as well as like domestic animals, protection. So as what happens with a lot of pagan holidays, they were like absorbed by like Christian traditions. Yeah, because the Christianity was all about converting the pagans, right? So one way of doing that was like adopting a lot of the pagan holidays to then switch it. And it was more then geared towards Saint Bridget and celebrating her. But a lot of the like meanings like stayed the same. A lot of what people were celebrating, and it was a time of year to like ask for protection, light fires. Lambs are giving birth at this time. So it's like celebrating that, the new life starting to come. Now I'm going to bring some more actual color into this and use this shade Herbarium. Very much a brighter kind of pastel type of green. So it's very much a forerunner to Groundhog Day too, which happens like around the beginning of February when you're trying to see if the groundhog will see its shadow and how many days are left of winter. There was something involving like a snake in older times, and if the snake comes out, something like that. So anyway, I'm just taking this green, putting it over most of the lid, whereas the first shade I kind of brought it up a little bit higher. And honestly, this looks a little strange at first, but I swear, or I hope, it will come together with the mascara and then the blush. The blush always makes a huge difference. But my goal is like, see this really like green energy, the green of kind of like new plants, but paired with a darker lip. There's a lot of really fantastic looking shimmers in this that I think would go perfectly well, but I did swatch this other shimmer from same brand, Cosmic Beauty, in the Lovers palette. This is their new palette that's coming out on Friday, January 30th, right before this video is released, so it should be out. Anyway, I think this shade here just in particular has like the qualities I'm looking for. It's called Promise, and it's like, it looks like the eye shade, but just like in the most beautiful kind of shimmer form, and I just want to use it, even though it's not the same palette. It just looks so pretty. And indeed it is. Oof. I tend to do this, just like so much mixology with my palettes. A little bit of this, a little bit of that. I'm going to bring this all the way up to the brow bone. Apparently it's really cool to go to Ireland at this time of year, around St. Bridget's Day, Imbolc. They still do a lot of like celebrations with fire and making Bridget's crosses that you weave and then put like at your door for protection. So in general, like things to do at this time of year is celebrating spring just beginning, sort of getting outside, I think, in the sun when it's sunny and just like that extra little bit of daylight, a little bit of optimism. I'm obsessed with this. So pretty. I'm going to take that first shade and put it under the lash line. I think I want a little bit of the green on the lower lash line, but I don't want it to compete too much. I just love kind of the almost one and done effect of like a single color on the top of your lid. It's just like such a fun way to play with color that doesn't involve too much work or too much blending. And then you can pair it really interestingly with like a lip like this, you know? I'm going to take the more vivid green and just a little bit of it. At this point, I want to see how lashes will look to just, you know, bring the eyes really to life. And then think about the cheek pairing and, yeah, what color might go well with this. I'm, interested to see where this is going to go and optimistic that lashes are going to make this like really pop. Okay, an interesting combination for sure. I think it's really cool. Now I'm going to go in with some bronzer. This is the Rare Beauty in the shade Bright Side, and I think kind of warm up around the face. Nothing too much, nothing too little. Bringing a little bit of, I guess you could say, warm sun-kissed energy to this. So getting it up there. Something I found really interesting is that apparently for Saint Bridget, the Christian version of the goddess Bridget, there was an eternal flame like kept lit in her honor. Apparently like nuns took turn keeping this flame lit. And I just think that that's a really cool symbol in general, like an eternal flame. There's one apparently kind of near me, south of me in New York, in the Finger Lakes region. There's this like flame that stays lit in like a cave. I forget what it's called, like the Eternal Flame or something like that, but I plan to go visit that soon. It kind of makes you think of the question, like, how can I keep my own flames burning, whether it's like a creative flame, a creative spark, or just, you know, preserving your energy through the winter or in tough times, whatever it is. Yeah, I just think, how can we keep our fires burning? It's a good thing to ask at this time of year. And what brings you that sense of being lit up and kept alive, kept sustained? Makeup. Makeup. Definitely makeup. That keeps me feeling happy throughout the winter. I'm really liking this bronzery moment. I think I'm going to go in a little bit more. That was a little messy, but I'm going to clean it up. For blush, I'm going to try out the KJH brand shade Soft Berry. Put it on the brush first. Kind of blending it up into the bronzer. Diffusing it a little bit farther down, but keeping the focus of the blush mostly right there. Right on the cheekbone. It's kind of a nice bridge between the kind of purpley vampy lip and then the bronzing happening here. I'm actually bringing it even a little bit higher than I normally do. I think it kind of like looks nice next to the green. And then a little bit of powder at the center of the face. And this is the finished makeup look. I think this was a really fun one, kind of diving into some color combos that are a little bit different for me, but there's something about this type of green, like it's like a pastel green that I just love on the eyes, especially a shimmer like that. And I definitely feel like I love doing an eye like this with like a bright orange lip. To me, that's very like summer, full on summer. So pairing it with this kind of lip definitely has that balance between winter and summer that I'm talking about for this time of year. And yeah, I hope that you found this kind of video interesting, like mixing the makeup content and the like thematic content throughout the tutorial. Let me know what you thought of this. I definitely just love kind of having a theme to really latch on to, because I think that beauty is a ritual. Well, I know beauty is a ritual, and I think honoring the seasons and where you're at emotionally, like it can be very much a interplay happening with whatever you're engaging with. So yeah, I thought I'd just try switching up kind of how this process worked for me. And yeah, I hope you liked it, and I hope you liked this kind of different makeup look. I'm really excited to try out like this lip with like a more vampy eye too. And these lip tints, guys, Sushi Glow Cosmetics, super indie brand. There's 2 different shades. One's called Lilith. One is called Lovesick. This is just what's left from like a while ago, but they go like super vampy. And I just love the idea of a lip tint that's like very kind of gothic. So stay tuned for me playing with this with something. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you learned a little bit about Imbolc and St. Bridget's Day and the goddess Bridget. Certainly there's a lot more to delve into. This was just skimming the surface. And yeah, let me know in the comments down below how you celebrate this time of year, how you honor this time of year. Maybe you're in the Southern Hemisphere and it's very different for you. So how are you celebrating it there? And yeah, that's it for today. Toasty, let's take it away. Toasty, you smell so delicious. Like love and angels and goddesses. Anyway, thank you all so much for watching till the end. It always means so much and it helps support the channel. And let me know if you want to see more explorations like this as we go through the year and the wheel of the year. I can definitely see myself kind of doing this as we go through the year and engaging with, yeah, pagan holidays. Anyway, that's it for today. Thanks so much for watching. Until next time, may you all find yourselves a little bit of makeup magic, and we will see you in the next video. Bye, witches.